Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video we'll be talking about Esdeath versus Cocytus, and this was requested by someone in the comments, and with me finally finishing a Kami Got Kill, I can make this video with that out of the way. Let's get started with Cocytus and where he stands in the fight. Now, scaling Overlord characters is honestly pretty hard because they don't exactly try all the time. Most of their fights are clearly one-sided, and they're basically just flexing the whole entire time. But there is a way to scale these characters. And how we're going to be scaling Cocytus, we're going to have to go into light novel spoilers. And I'm sorry if you haven't read the light novels or and still waiting for season 4, but I am going to be spoiling some of the, maybe if this is in season 4, which will probably be in season 4. So, quick warning, spoilers for Overlord. But if you're still here, all right. In light novel volume 12, where Demiurge actually takes over a whole country, like destroys a whole country in over a day. And as with this, we can judge his power off what he did and how he basically destroyed a country in a day with his own power. He did have slight help, but it's not as much as you think it would be. The only help he had was keeping the area contained to him and only him. So that's where the help comes in, but him destroying the country was basically all on his own. So just keep that in mind. And not only that, he would have to travel around this country just by foot in a single day. And this makes his speed at least subsonic just from traveling. And it's really hard to tell how fast Overlord characters are too, because we don't have that many fights to go off of. We don't really see what they're really capable of in speed, because they don't show it. They just don't do it. And not only that, if that doesn't convince you enough, we also had Mare, who was able to destroy a city in about 2 seconds. Literally, he caused earthquakes to pop out just with hitting his staff to the ground, and as soon as it hit the ground, basically the whole city was destroyed just from earthquakes. So if you don't believe me and how fast they are, that's fine. But with the calcs I got and did myself, I got them at least subsonic. You can argue with me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, if you think they're faster or slower or not. Like I said, I'm open for discussion, so not only that, you can get into his powers real quick too, and his intelligence. With his powers, he's able to create icicles from his hands. He's able to create ice walls from his magic. I don't think it's his top priority, to be honest. We haven't really seen him use any like anything really big yet, from what I've read and seen. And we've mostly seen him use hand-to-hand combat, which he definitely has the edge over Esdeath in, because he holds 4 fucking weapons compared to Esdeath's 1 or 2. So if it was just based on swords and shit like that, he would probably come up on top easily. But we're not doing that. And not only that, let's get into his character too. Cocytus' character is a warrior type. He's always going to try somewhat hard. With Esdeath, I will think he will try his hardest no matter what, and he always thinks dying in battle is honorable, so he will go for the kill as quickly as possible, just in character for him. And being able to use ice magic, he also has somewhat resistance to ice magic or the cold itself. And if you even see the floor he guards, it's just ice. It's just literally a river of ice, frozen. And with that in mind, let's go to Esdeath from a Kami Got Kill. Now, Esdeath, it's not nearly as hard to tell you her feats or what she's capable of, because it says in the manga itself. With her speed, she's able to keep up with Akame in combat, which Akame being subsonic speed stated in the manga, and also this is shown by her being able to dodge lightning easily. You can automatically there Esdeath's speed right away, and this is base Akame too, not amped. For her power, it's a little bit harder because it's not as stated for her or Akame or anyone, but with her being able to create a storm that covers the whole continent, which is pretty crazy, and this up to 3 days worth of power, I think it's safe to assume, because we're not doing a prep time fight, there's no prep time for this fight. They just randomly encounter each other, and then someone tries to kill the other. But this, we can easily assume she's at least country level with that feat alone. Also, this means she is able to hurt Cocytus, his skills. that all the Guardians have if you're lower level, that you can't hurt them skill. If you try to argue with that she can't hurt Cocytus, that's wrong. No, she is powerful enough, so if she was in the world of Overlord, she would be on level with Cocytus and all the Guardians as well. And not only that, we've seen her do some really cool shit. She's taking out armies on her by herself just from using ice. She's frozen people like over 40,000. I think it's stated something like that. I don't know. Don't exactly quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure on that fact, but she has frozen whole armies before. So with that all the way, with all the power scaling all the way, let's talk about Esdeath's stopping time power. I quickly want to discuss that this is not an automatic win condition for her, because it is shown in the manga that if you are on par or at least a little bit weaker than her, that you can break through her time stop. This is shown when Tatsumi does it, even if she literally states, if you just broke through my frozen time for a second, that's super impressive. And Tatsumi even states to be weaker than her at the time. So with Cocytus basically being as strong as her, this shows that time stop will not be important at all. It's a one-time use and he can break through it anyways. So it's not an automatic win condition for her. But with her Taigo, I do think Esdeath does have the advantage in ice skills, because her Taijo is a lot more reliable. It has a lot more feats, and it seems a lot more versatile than Cocytus's ice magic. And a lot more, you can be a lot more creative with it as well, with what she does. So I do think she does have the advantage in like ice powers. But I want to get into her character. Esdeath is kind of like a Vegeta in a way, meaning she likes to toy with her opponents, like how Vegeta was constantly toying with Goku. He was constantly toying with Goku, and then he got pissed off because he let Goku power up to the point where he was, and he couldn't win. Except for Esdeath doesn't get pissed off like that, but she will toy with you to the point where you can catch up with her, or you can be as strong as her, and she will not kill you just because of how much fun she's having. Compared to Cocytus with his character, and as I already said, he will try to kill you just from the start. So that's a big difference, and that could be a huge disadvantage for her in this fight. With that out of the way, so let's get to the results. And with all the information I provided, I do think Cocytus takes this battle with a 10 out of 10 difficulty. I think this will be a hard fight for him. One of the hardest fights he has ever been in. And the reason why I do think Cocytus wins is because of Esdeath's character. I do think she would toy around with him too much, and Cocytus will take advantage of that, especially when almost stat-wise they're basically the same, except that Esdeath does cream him in intelligence. It's not even close. But her character is what's going to cost her life. And this fight was really hard to tell you who would win, to be honest. I had to really think about this one. I had to do a lot more research than I usually would. But if you do disagree with me, you can disagree with me in the comments. Tell me what I did wrong, what you think, who do you think would win and why. But that is it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time.